post-match press conference, and thanks a lot to Pia Sundhage, the head coach of Brazil, for being here with us. And also congratulate for a great performance in the second half, we have to admit. Very good. So we start with the questions. Here, we take the corner, first one. Just wait for the microphone, yeah.
Thank you. Hi, Pia, Julia from Gibradoras. What is the main thing now that you had this game that you feel you need to adjust, not only for the Germany game, but also for the World Cup? Thank you.
First of all, I'm very happy the way the players embracing a little bit of new ideas. So playing five in the back, I think, made us look good in the second half. So we saved some legs in the first half, and then if you look at the Tamires and Antonia, they almost lasted another 45. I'm happy they follow the game plan. They fantastic. They're young. Remember, young team and the big crowds, but they did great, I think. What we need to do better is to keep the ball, because in the first half, I don't think you think that we played like Brazilians. It looks more in the second half when you actually see how technical they are. If you look at the midfield with Caroline and Ari, Luana, and Duda came in the second half. Those kind of combinations with JC up top, we got them more of the attacking personalities in the second half.
Okay, second question here.
Hi, Pia. I'd like to know your impressions about the second half with the high pressure and the results that gave for the penalty kicks, and also your impression about Jay-Z playing as a 9, very similar as he plays on Barcelona.
You know, the way we played in the second half, we halftime talk, because the game is 90 minutes. If we have started like we did in the second half, I'm not sure it's been as good. So I also think in the World Cup you need to be flexible. We play different kinds of opponents, and we have players gonna be a little bit tired or even injured. So we need to be flexible. Which I think we did a great job this 90 minutes. It's funny you say JC. I share you one thing with you, because I think JC, she is special. And sometimes when I watch the games, I think she can run more. She can, the movement off the ball, movimento sem a bola, sempre like that. And I told her before the game, I would like you to breathe when you after 45 minutes. And she looks at me and probably think I'm stupid. But the whole thing is, if she runs, and I'm absolutely sure that her endurance is okay. And the way she played, and she plays on the fine line. There's one of the, sometimes she is rough, and that is not good, but she tries, and she will help this team a lot, the way she's playing. And then it comes down how many minutes she can play with that playing style she has.
Lady in second row, please. In green, yeah.
Yeah, Pia, I just wanted to know what your kind of immediate emotions are after that game. Is it sort of pride in how well you managed to kind of push England here at Wembley in front of this crowd, or is it disappointment at the fact that you couldn't quite do enough?
First of all, before the game starts, it's phenomenal. And then when we are, the England is playing very well, and we look at our tactics and so on, you're so concentrated on the tactics and what we did in the second half as well. And we were chasing a goal. When that happens, we people coming off the bench, and they make the difference. And when you score a goal in front of so many people, it is a feeling that all of us will remember. Just look, everybody go crazy, which is great. And then, of course, when it's penalty kicks, you still you have the happiness, you have the belief you're going to win, And then we lost on penalty kicks. At this specific moment, I think it's tough. It's hard. But at the end of the day, this is not the World Cup. This is a journey to the World Cup, and we are learning so many things from this game. Younger players experience a great team, England, probably one of the favorites in the World Cup, but also in front of a big crowd. And the last thing we said in the locker room, you have to enjoy this moment. And I think they did, especially in the second half, the way we played.
We go gentleman in the second row and then back here with the microphone.
Hi, Pia. What was it, or what is it about England's style that made you think it was necessary to start with the five at the back?
It is the way they play in the flanks. So, there's a couple of small details, but I think we was fairly compact. Usually when you talk about compact is vertical, but we need to, balanço is a good word in Portuguese. And if you have five in the back, you get a little bit closer to the wing players. And that's an area for us to improve this 1v1 situation when the player cuts the ball inside. But also crosses. So if you look at the crosses, we were prepared with 3 center-backs. And at the end of the day, because we did not keep possession, then it's too much of defending. That's why we made the changes in the halftime.
Go gentleman here. We'll take.
Boa noite, Pia. Boa noite a todo mundo. Parabéns, acho que dá para falar, porque o segundo tempo o Brasil mostrou que é uma equipe que subiu mais um degrau.
Só um minutinho,
Tá
Rafael.
bom.
You can translate.
Não. Não te dei. Pede.
I can hear you. Thanks.
Ok.
So, desculpa não falar português.
Não,
Desculpa.
tudo bem, sem problemas. Eu também desculpa, eu não falo muito bem inglês. O segundo tempo, o Brasil mostrou que ele está num nível mais elevado, né, de competitividade. Eu queria citar novamente sobre a Geise, você falou sobre ela, né? A Geise é aquela atleta que ela não vai parar, se você não der um freio para ela, ela não vai parar. Ela vai atrás, vai percorrer zagueira, vai percorrer lateral, e rouba a bola, enfim. Como que você trabalha isso no dia a dia? Queria que você detalhasse um pouco mais isso. E sobre a Andressa, né, teve 2 momentos importantes na entrada dela. Uma no primeiro lance do jogo, que numa tomada de bola da Geise, em uma tabela com a Ari, ela quase faz o gol, e uma no qual ela fez o gol de fato. E aí, quais as conclusões que você tira da Andressa, não só, obviamente, pelos gols, né, mas como ela atuou no segundo tempo. Boa noite, obrigado.
When it comes to JC, when you say working with the players, they're working with her and make her as a good player, a better player in Barcelona. And there's so much sparkle in her, and sometimes she gets free kick against her. And I don't like that, because I'm a big fan of fair play. At the same time, it's a fine line. And I think she covered a lot of ground today, and she really tried to do her very best, even in defense, and that's not her strength. So, and she is unpredictable. I think it's difficult to play against her if you defend her. So, the way she's been playing in Barcelona, it makes her better, and we just say thank you to Barcelona, because she's gonna be great in the World Cup. When it comes to Andressa Alves, well, we had her previously in the Olympics and so on, and now she's back. And I think that's a great message to all the players, like, even though you've not been in the national team for a while, if you play well in your club team, you have a chance. And because we had some injuries, we brought her in. And what is good with Alves, first of all, she has the biggest heart. And she's very emotional. And today it was good because she has a lot of experience as well. You compare what she's been doing in the national team with Caroline, for instance, or Ari. So the mix we have right now, it's a young team. And that's why I think this game is so important with big crowds, playing against good English players, a lot of 1v1 and really fighting in the air. You need to step up in the World Cup. Otherwise, there will not be many games in the World Cup.
We have a question here, and we take the last from the gentleman. The
Hello,
third.
Pia. Hi. Gianna from Stats Perform. What was said in the locker room during the halftime for the change of attitude?
You know, first of all, it's England keeps the ball. There's a lot of defending. It's boring, but it's important. And we said that it's only 1-0. So if they can score a goal, we can score a goal. But the most important thing, we showed them, when we played 5 in the back, there's so much space, actually, for Brazil to keep the ball, but we did not. I think the moment, the big moment, made them a little bit nervous. So way too many long balls, and we don't like that. And you can tell that we didn't gain any ground by playing long balls. We just gave away the ball. So we had 2 clips in halftime showing that, how much space it is. And at the same time, I took the clipboard and then we changed to 4-4-2. And talked individually to some of the players, especially those 4, because the center backs, there were 3 in the first half. And it's very different when there are 2 and they need to cover more ground, they need to move over faster and so on. And the whole part is they believed in it. So they believed in the play 5 in the back, and then they believed in play 4 in the back and with changes. That is a strength. I'm really impressed of the way they just embrace our ideas.
Okay, we'll take the last one. Just for the microphone.
Thank you for your time, Pia. I just wanted to ask you about England. I think you mentioned earlier that they're the favourites for the World Cup, in your opinion. Can I ask a bit more about that? What is it, do you think why do you think that is the case? And do you think that they show tonight they can win it?
Well, if you look at, we have watched a lot of games with England playing, and I just, the 1v1, the competitiveness, they are a little bit faster, especially in the first half, but also in the air, how good they are in the air. So it's important to make sure that we win those air balls and those 1v1. And in a perfect scenario, it's not even a 1v1 situation. So that's why when we were late moving over, it's if you look at the flanks, they can just take people on. We don't want that situation. We want to be there. So that's one of the reasons why we're 5 in the back. What is great, when we keep the ball a little bit longer, all the positions a little bit higher. So I think we did pretty good in the second half, and be able to play those 2 different ways will give us a bigger chance to win many games in the World Cup.
Muito obrigado, Pia. And good luck with your preparation for the next one.
Thank you so much.
Obrigada.